Long time ago, in a small African village surrounded by tall palm trees, there lived a wealthy man named Amadi. He was the richest man in the village because he owned many palm trees that produced tons of oil yearly. His oil was the finest, and people came from far and wide to buy it. Amadi had one daughter, Chioma, who was as beautiful as the morning sun. Her skin glowed like the golden palm oil, and her smile would make the saddest person happy. But Chioma had a secret. She was not an ordinary daughter. She was born from palm oil. This was how it all began. Years ago, Amadi had no children and was very lonely. One evening, as he stood under one of his giant palm trees, he cried out, "Oh great tree, I have everything in this world except a child. What good is my wealth if I have no one to share it with?" The tree heard his sorrow, and out of a blue it spoke, "Amadi, because you are kind to the trees and the earth, I will give you a daughter. But remember, she is a gift, and you must treat her well." The tree shed a single golden fruit, and when Amadi picked it up, it turned into a baby girl. That was how Chioma came into this life. Chioma grew up happy and loved, but Amadi warned her never to let anyone harm the palm trees or spill their oil. "You are connected to these trees," he said. "If they suffer, so will you." One day, the village held a great festival. People danced, drummed, and ate delicious food. A young hunter named Bola came to the festival and saw Chioma. He fell in love with her instantly and said, "I must marry her." But Bola was greedy. He thought if he marries Chioma, he will own all that Amadi has, all his palm trees, and become the richest man in the land. He went to Amadi and said, "I want to marry your daughter." Amadi smiled and said, "If you can prove you are kind and wise, you will marry her." Amadi gave Bola a test. He handed him a jar of palm oil and said, "Take this oil to the top of the hill without spilling a single drop. If you can do this, you will prove you are careful and worthy." Bola took the jar and began climbing the hill, but he was impatient and careless. He thought, "What does it matter if I spill a little? He has so much oil, and there are ripe palm nuts in the tree." By the time Bola reached the top, half of the oil was gone. Amadi shook his head and said, "You are not worthy. You do not value what is precious." But Bola was determined. He decided to take the trees by force. That night, he gathered some friends and went to cut down the palm trees. As the men raised their axes, Chioma woke up in pain. She felt weak, as if her life was slipping away. She ran to the forest and cried out, "Stop! Stop! Please leave the trees alone." But Bola laughed. "You cannot stop me. Soon all these will be mine." Chioma knelt by the largest tree and whispered, "Great tree, protect us." Suddenly, the forest came alive. The trees swayed, their branches stretched out, and the men's axes turned into snakes. Terrified, Bola and his friends ran away and never returned. Amadi hugged Chioma and said, "You are not just my daughter. You are the spirit of the palm oil. You are the Palm Oil Daughter." From that day on, the villagers respected the palm trees even more. They knew that as long as the trees are cared for, Chioma would protect them, and their village would prosper. And so Chioma lived happily. Her secret was safe, her beauty untouched, and her spirit forever tied to the golden palm oil. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Bonfire Stories on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok.